What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Sam the Beer Guy channel. So today we are checking out Session Keys by E Instruments. I've heard about Session Keys before, just never found myself ever wanting to check it out. I played on it at a session about a month or so ago. And I was like, okay, I think I should maybe check this out. So they were gracious enough to send me over a copy so I can review it here on the channel. So this is the Session Keys Upright. I know they have a Grand as well, I think. But yeah, this is the Upright. Because honestly, if I'm being honest, I have a ton of grand pianos, and there are a lot of great grand pianos out there. Sometimes it's harder to find good uprights. It seems like the market share is heavy on grands, a little less on uprights. There's plenty of uprights out there, but there's just less than grand stuff, which makes sense. So I'm pumped to dive into this. I played it for a minute to make sure everything works and flipped around some of the presets just so I don't embarrass myself, because sometimes I do embarrass myself by not being smart enough to figure out stuff quickly when I'm doing these reviews. So I've dug around a little bit, but yeah, this thing feels like an upright. We can just go over the UI real quick. So we have this upright and this guy. It looks like the only difference is the covers are taken off, which is going to give you a more raw sound. Yeah. But yeah, and then you got, I mean, it's honestly pretty straightforward, which sometimes is really nice. I think this thing is $99, so I don't expect a ton of fancy features, which sometimes is all you need. So they have presets in here, which we'll go through some of those. You have your real basic, like, tonality features, enhanced resonance, sympathetic resonance, attack and decay envelopes, noise, and then reverse volume if you're doing the reverse thing. You have some effects. Again, I don't know why you would ever use any of these. I know that maybe is a hot take. Some people do. I don't ever use this stuff. So I would use my own EQ and my own reverbs. So that's just me. You have this smart chord thing, which, I mean, I guess if you need this is fine. You can play, different keys, and I guess that can be a good tool to learn. So yeah, and then you have, I guess, some pads that actually, I don't even know what those are. We'll get into it. And we'll get into that maybe. I don't see this being a feature I really want to talk about, because I just don't see myself ever needing that. Animator. Oh, I see. This is like a thing. Yeah, I'm not going to get into this either. We're just going to play through this piano, because that's what pianos are for, is to be played. So settings, velocity curves, you can change how you do samples, purge unused, keep them loaded into in the memory. I would just leave this. Unless you have an old computer and you need to purge often, I would just leave this unchecked. And then silent key and half pedal, because everyone loves their half pedal support, which is fair. And then you have down here, I haven't played around with this a ton yet, but you have your dynamic kind of response, and then your timbre, depending on how you call it. And then this thing, you kind of move around. So, yeah, let's just play a little bit. Here's my thing with this stuff. I know it might feel like, well, you're not going to dig into the animator, you're not going to dig into the smart chord stuff. What I really care about with piano libraries is, how is the source material? How does the piano sound? Like, that's what I look for out of a piano. How's it recorded? Every once in a while, you'll find a piano, I can think of a few off the top of my head that it's like, man, the effects built into this are really cool, but it has to be a real, like, niche thing. I just don't find a lot of these extra features with some of these libraries helpful, but that's just me. And you're here on my channel to get my take on stuff. So this is just how I see these types of reviews and see just, what am I looking for in this thing? And so we're going to dig through the things that I think would be the most helpful to most people. And so let's just play through this pure upright guy and see how she feels. Yeah, that feels good. You can definitely tell I took 2 weeks off from playing for the Christmas season. I forgot how to do everything, it feels like. Let's go through some of these. Actually, let's do this. Let's do like some of this, like. I don't know what that's doing. The aerial. Hello? The mouse seems a little finicky on this thing, and I don't know if I'm just. Well, I can just do that. I don't know how that would be helpful unless you're like making this like a wet dry type of thing, like layering this with another. And I don't see a place where you would do that. So it might be, which is fine. That doesn't bother me. But that's how you would probably want to use some of this stuff, is like layer the acoustic with the reverse. I'm surprised you can't like do a mix here. I don't think I'm missing anything. Like, I'd love to be able to mix like the acoustic with reverse, but it seems like I'm kind of stuck. Yeah, so I don't really understand this feature. But that's maybe just because I'm stupid. Which at least I'm willing to admit. Not everyone is. So as far as just the meat and bones, it does feel good. I like... You can feel like the upper range, like the tuning is a little stretched. Like, I love that imperfection. I think it's a nice feature. It feels a little broken, but not so broken that it's unplayable. Like, I think of, like in the Piano Tech libraries, you have the age or mint slider, and you can like drag it over. And it's like the farther you drag it over, the more someone's beat it to death with the hammer. So this one's like just a little bit worn, which I like. So yeah, let's go through some of these, presets. I'm not a huge preset guy, but yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know why you would ever use that, but I can't help but think when it says Plan B, it's talking about the 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 pregnancy pill thing. I'm trying to figure out how that sound. I'm sure it's not what they mean by that, but if that is, I don't know how this sound. Eh. That's cool though. It's very cool. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not, the. Let's go back to the basic, the pure. That's really what we're here for, is the pure. So let's go back to, let's do this guy. I want to try one thing. See if this. Yeah, the width helps a little. Let me go back to this other one and see if that width. Yeah, that helps a little bit open it up, because it was here. I like the width a little bit. Let's leave that. Let's go back to this dude. Yeah, so this is the upright, the Session Keys upright. Here are my thoughts on this. There is a reason why this library is. Because let me double check here. This is. I'm pretty sure. Session Keys upright. Yeah, $99. So yeah, this is a $99 piano, and so I think if you're just like, I need an upright, and it's simple and it does, and you just need something that has decently recorded, or even well recorded samples, and then just some nice features that are simple. Then this is a great piano. This is going to live in the same camp as like Gentleman, Grandeur, the Native Instrument stuff, and the Alicia Keys and the Maverick and the Noir. Like this just kind of lives in that area of just. I wouldn't say $99 is budget. I would consider that kind of low mid tier. You can find some really cheap budget pianos that aren't good. So this is like a good upright mid piano. Is this a Yamaha CFX Grand? No. Is this a Pianotech or a Keyscape? No. Those are in different categories. But if you're like, man, I need an upright, and I'll spend $100. This one would do just fine. And so, yeah, I think, libraries are allowed to live in a kind of range of quality versus price and be good value. I'm comfortable saying that this isn't as good as a $500 library, but it's also not a $500 library. And so this is for the value of $100. I think if you're needing an upright, it could be worth having. The guy that actually introduced it to me uses it all the time. I could easily see this slotting into a recording, and it being great. Some of these libraries, like people get really concerned about, layer depth and, how many samples and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, okay, but throw that into a mix with 15 other things. How much does that really matter? And so I think from that perspective too, if you're just needing an upright sound, like this is a good value at $100. And I'm sure, I've never seen it on sale, but I'm sure there's sales on this just like there are on everything else. And so, yeah, definitely a buy at $100 if you need an upright. All my criticisms are more in the context of a $100 library versus a $500 library or a $400 library. And so, thank you all for sending this to me, because I'm definitely going to keep it, because I do need uprights every now and then. And I could see myself using this in spaces. So thank you all for watching as always. Make sure to like, sub, share, comment, all the things, and I will see y'all later.